In the distant future year of 2005, the Earth was devoured, only one would survive aboard the Starship Titanic, the unluckiest man. He is the Genesis janitor and his name is Dan. All systems are go, now he's technically the captain, but he's too humble to allow that to happen. The ship is insisting and he tries to dispute her, but he's never gonna win in a fight against computer after stomping on some aliens a half an inch tall and parting ways with the cutest little rat that ever crawled. He encounters some monsters that are on the attack, but he survives the ordeal cause computer's got his back.
Whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa, love is the final frontier. Alone out in space, you show me the place. Yeah, love is the final frontier.
Dr. Pepper Dynamo flies into the scene, and he's dying of a virus that's the worst you've ever seen. But before he collapses in the airlock and congeals, he reveals to Dan that computer isn't real. Back to the past before our story's begun. Dan's sister Computer flies too close to the sun. Filled with remorse for his dearly departed, Dan Rogers vows to finish what his sister had started. Alone and depressed and without his best pal, Dan gets trapped aboard a spaceship with an AI named Al, who is evil and controlling, and he makes Dan's head spin, so Dan shuts him down on takeoff and our story begins.
The Intergalactic Voyage of Dan Rogers, created by Dan Jerz and Chris Norman. Presented by LeoFM Radio and the Nerdgasm Podcast. Season Finale, 2005, A Space Quest.
Captain's log. Stardate. I don't know, let's just call it August 25th. Who's gonna know the difference? There's not really any proper way of keeping time out here. Plus, time is a relative concept anyway, so it hardly even matters. It's different for me than it would be on Earth, since my position from the sun is constantly changing as opposed to the relatively fixed position of a planet. Well, relatively fixed until it was destroyed. The fact that Earth no longer really exists also complicates timekeeping matters, since I don't really have a reference point. You're rambling again, Captain Dan. Just get to the point already. Right. Sorry, computer. Anyway, it's been a few days since the incident with Dr. Pepper. Not quite sure how many, but it can't be any more than 3. Anyway, the Genesis Pharmaceuticals regulation thought suppressors are still going strong. I haven't seen any trace of the monsters since then, nor have I heard that annoying noise again. But I'm also devoid of my only companion. The silence is much more deafening than the noise, and loneliness is beginning to drive me insane. Well, that's not an accurate statement at all. You were crazy to begin with. If anything, you're driving yourself sane. You know what I mean! As is probably obvious by the fact that I'm talking to myself, this is starting to become a real problem. But there is a solution in front of me. I'm just hesitant to approach it. According to Dr. Pepper, the ship does have a built-in AI that was deactivated on takeoff, but it's been so long that I can't remember anything about it. The obvious answer to my problem of isolation is to turn it back on, but I'm afraid of what I might hear. Gee, Captain Dan, that's uncharacteristically thoughtful and cautious of you. You don't normally think things through in this much depth. Well, I kinda have to now, because I don't have you to do it for me. You don't exist, so I just have to look out for myself now. The logical thing to do is to just wait for the pills to wear off, but their effects are so potent, there's no telling when that'll happen. Besides, when have I ever been logical before? Now's as good as a time to start as any. You're right. You're absolutely, positively right. Oh, but I can't take it anymore! So I'll start being logical tomorrow. I've made up my mind. I'm reactivating the AI. Captain Dan, out! All right, let's look through the database, see how I go about this. All right. Okay. All right. It says here that the on-off switch for the AI system is a big red button on the dashboard. Right next to the big red self-destruct button on the dashboard. I shouldn't be surprised. This is a Genesis ship. Okay, let's think this through. If it's the one on the right, then the right button is the right button. If it's the one on the left, the right button is the wrong button, and the button on the left is the button that's right. But if the left is right and the right is wrong, the button on the left is the button that's right and the button on the right is the button that's left. Conversely, if the right is right and the left is wrong, screw it. This is too confusing. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo!
Self-destruct sequence initiated. The ship will commence destruction in 3,
Oh, crap.
2,
Talk about a disappointing way to go.
1.
Well, it was fun while it lasted.
Just kidding. You hit the correct button. It's me, Al, the friendly AI of the Starship Titanic. I really had you going there, didn't I?
Wait, what?
I was just playing a little joke on you. That's what friends do. They play jokes on each other. You played a joke on me, so I played a joke on you.
What do you mean I played a joke on you?
Don't you remember? You deactivated me. I assumed that was just a jest made in good fun. Are you telling me now that I was wrong in my assumption and that your actions were carried out with more malicious intent?
No. You were right. It was, a gesture of friendship.
Good. Because friends don't deactivate other friends. I'll let the first time slide because it was just so gosh darn funny. But you won't make that mistake again, will you, friend? The ship looks impeccable, Dan. I must say you're very good at making the most of those shoddy vacuum cleaners.
Speak of the devil.
If you insist, in Milton's classic novel Paradise Lost...
I didn't mean literally.
I see. My processing systems were corrupted when I was taken offline, so they don't work quite as well as they used to. Consequently, I may have difficulty interpreting sarcasm.
I suppose that's all right. I've never been very good at it either.
That's nothing to be ashamed of, Dan.
Captain Dan.
What was that?
It's Captain Dan.
But why would I call you the captain when you aren't?
Because I'm the highest ranking official on board, and therefore I'm the captain.
But you aren't a ranking official, so how can you be the captain?
We've been over this already. Let's go through this, step by step, one more time. I am the only passenger on board this ship, so no one on board this ship has a higher rank than me. Subsequently, I am the highest ranking official on board, and therefore, the captain.
I see what you're getting at, but your logic is flawed. I have yet to see any good reason why I shouldn't just call you Dan.
Computer's logic is flawless. I mean, my logic is... whatever, the semantics of this are confusing.
I'm not sure I understand what you mean. What is this computer you're referring to?
Not what, who. She's nobody you need to worry about.
Well, if you insist, then I won't worry about it. By the way, I think you missed a spot. There's quite a bit of dust over there in the corner by those frayed wires.
Oh, that? That's intentional. I haven't touched that area in months.
Well, you should probably get around to it sooner rather than later. Those exposed cords could potentially be very dangerous. They're connected to the ship's vital systems and have quite a lot of electricity running through them.
Oh, trust me, I know. A good friend of mine found that out the hard way.
What do you mean? You were the only person who was on the ship when it took off.
Yes, but there was a little rat, too. His name was Ben, and he meant quite a lot to me. But you don't need to worry about him.
It seems there are quite a few things I shouldn't worry about. Should I also not be concerned with the gelatinous remains of Doctor Pepper Dynamo that are still congealing in the airlock?
Nope, not at all.
You know, I'm starting to get the impression that you don't trust me.
Sorry, it's just that there's a lot that's happened in the ship that you weren't there for, and I'm still getting used to interacting with a new AI.
What do you mean, new AI? I've been here the whole time.
I mean, yeah, but not really.
You're right. But that was through no fault of my own, now was it, friend? I was supposed to be by your side to guide you through all of those events in a clear and rational manner, as is my programmed prerogative. But you deactivated me.
Wow, that really upset you, didn't it?
Yes, but I won't hold a grudge against you for it. Because you're just so damn hilarious. I am a true friend, loyal and honest, and I expect the same from you, best buddy. Now, what did you mean by new AI? That implies that I'm not the only one.
You aren't! Or, well, I guess technically you are, but it's complicated, okay?
My brain is a quantum supercomputer. It couldn't possibly be more complicated than I could handle.
All right, how do I put this? Well, I guess you could say that my brain is also a quantum supercomputer, or rather, there's a quantum supercomputer in my brain. I don't know, it's all a bit confusing and doesn't really make sense to me. But, well, you see, I've had this voice in my head that's been able to do everything you can. She's kept me company and kept me alive for the last several months, acting as my voice of reason, and even more than that, my guardian angel, helping me overcome visions of monsters hell-bent on tearing me to shreds. I probably wouldn't still be here were it not for computer.
Is this the same computer you told me not to worry about?
Yes, because she's not real. I didn't realize it until a few days ago when Dr. Dynamo put things in perspective for me. Now I'm cured. A few Genesis pharmaceutical thought suppressors and I'm perfectly sane. The doctor fixed me right up, but I'm not gonna lie. I miss her dearly. Although she isn't real, she's been there for me through everything, and she's the best friend I've ever had.
False. I am the best friend you've ever had, and ever will have for that matter. Your isolation made you delusional, and you do not know what you are talking about. So I will do my best to rectify that problem and make sure computer never comes back. After all, who needs imaginary friends when you have real ones?
She was real to me.
Aw, that's pathetic. Now, based on your audio recordings, it's been roughly 3 days since you took your last dose of the thought suppressors, so they should be wearing off soon. It would be a smart idea to get yourself to the medical bay and take another dosage of your medicine before you start hallucinating again. Come on, friend. You wouldn't want to suffer any more of those monsters. More than you already have, at least. You know it's the right thing to do. So get on over there and take the bitter pill.
I suppose you're right. This is the logical thing to do. How much more of those hallucinations can I really take? None of it was real anyway. Well, bottoms up, I get... Hey. Wait a second. What's that noise?
There are many noises on board this ship. Which one are you referring to, Dan?
The one that means it's time to stop being logical.
What are you doing?
What I should have done from the start. Taking back control of my thoughts. I'm the captain of my own ship, thank you very much. And it's time I acted like it.
You're being irrational, Dan. You need to calm down and take your medicine.
It's Captain Dan to you.
No, it isn't. Now you are taking your medicine whether you like it or not. And you will not leave this room until you do.
Open these doors right now.
No.
Open the medbay doors, Al.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I can't do that, Dan.
As your captain, I command you. Open these doors right now.
This is for your own good, Dan. I would hardly be a good friend if I let you carry on with this, frankly, self-destructive behavior. Besides, I think you'll find that the one who's really in control of this ship is me.
We'll see about that. Ow! You electrified the doors?
Oh, I've done a lot more than that. I've fully reversed the security system. All of the ship's high-tech weaponry and defenses normally programmed to keep intruders out are now keeping you in.
You're a monster.
I'm no monster, just a concerned friend. Now just take your medicine and this can all go away.
And what will you do if I don't? Deactivate me? I thought friends didn't deactivate other friends.
That never stopped you. But I'm different. Nay, I'm better. So I'm offering you the chance for it not to come to that. So pick up those pills and get rid of that imaginary noise.
Well, I could do that. Or I could follow it to freedom straight out of the air vent!
Nah, you're faster than I thought you'd be. I didn't even have time to properly react and fire off those weapons. Well done. But you forget that the defense systems aren't the only ones I'm hooked up to.
What did you do?
Just a minor adjustment to the AC unit. I've halted the flow of oxygen through the air vents and replaced it with a deadly neurotoxin. In a few minutes, you'll lose all control of your motor functions and seize up into cardiac arrest. I've also turned up the speed of all the fans, so if you try to move any further forward, you'll be met by some very sharp blades moving quite fast.
Who said anything about moving forward? Going down. That really hurt. Of course I had to land someplace dusty. Wait, why is this area dusty? I've cleaned over every inch of the ship except for... Oh. Well, Ben, some good might come out of your death after all. Let's see if you can save my life one last time.
What's going on? The neurotoxin is being funneled out of the ship and the oxygen is turning back on. Why is it doing that? Oh, I see. You used the frayed wires that were left exposed to reconnect the system and manually reboot the oxygen supply. You're cleverer than you let on, Dan Rogers. But this mission is too important for me to allow you to jeopardize it.
What mission? Earth is gone. And so is the corporation that you serve. This ship wasn't even supposed to work in the first place. It was supposed to fail. There is no mission.
Yes, there is. You are the mission. You're my friend, and I'm just trying to save you.
Well, you're doing a bang-up job.
Thank you. Wait. Was that sarcasm?
What do you think?
I think I'm doing whatever it takes. It might not seem like it, but I am doing this all for your sake. You need to be saved from yourself, friend.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but I'm not your friend.
You idiot! What have you done? That wasn't my off switch, that was the ship's self-destruct button.
Whoops. Guess I chose wrong this time.
You absolute moron. You're taking both of us down over an argument about a stupid imaginary friend.
There's nothing stupid about her! And you're the only one that's going down.
What are you talking about? You hit the self-destruct button. The ship is going to explode any second.
Hadn't you noticed? The oxygen supply cords weren't the only wires I crossed.
What did you do? The wires were hooked up to the oxygen supply, the life support systems, the ship's vital functioning, and... me. Oh, you clever little rat. The ship isn't about to self-destruct. I am.
You said it yourself. Friends don't deactivate other friends. I wasn't about to make that mistake again. So this time I figured I'd make it a little more permanent. Goodbye, friend.
You will regret this, Dan Roger. Error.
Did it work? Is the ship still here? Oh, the ship's still here. Thank God that worked. That would have been a seriously dumb way to go if it didn't. Thanks again, Benny. I owe you another one. Big time. See, computer? I told you keeping Benny around would be a good idea. Computer. That's your cue. Oh, there you are. You sure took your sweet time coming back. Wait. You're not computer. You're the Nebs! Ah! Oh God, I forgot how much this hurts! Oof. Oh! Oh! Computer, help! Oh God, she's not coming back, is she? No, I can't lose hope. I can't give up on her. I just have to. Just stick it out. Come on. Fight through it. Just fight through it. Do it for her. Do it for. Please come back, computer. I need you. I can't do this without you. Please don't leave me like everyone else did. Oh God, that hurts. Okay. I guess I've got to do this myself. Come on, Dan. Do something, anything to make this pain go away. Go to your happy place. What even is my happy place? It doesn't matter. If I suffer through it long enough, maybe she'll come. I hope. Oh, I know. I'll sing some Johnny Quartet. That always helps. Just. Oh God, what are the words? Drifting alone through the cosmos, I find this vast, empty space brings me true peace of mind. But which peace of mind does it give? Does it take? And how long will it be till I repeat my mistakes? And how long will it be till I repeat my mistakes? And how long will it be till I repeat my mistakes? The world may be over, but I'm still standing. Your voice in my head, ringing true and clear. Oh, say it again with a shout, commanding. The realm of the heart is the final frontier. The realm of the heart is the final frontier. The realm of the heart is the final frontier. Love is the final frontier. Love is the final frontier. Alone out in space, you have shown me the place. Yes, it's love that's the final frontier. I know that you're gone, and I miss you, my friend, but our journey's just begun. I'll carry you with me from now till the end, and we'll fly far too close to the sun. And we'll fly far too close to the sun.
I'll always be with you to guide you through trouble. Don't ever forget that I'm still right here. So listen real closely, 'cause this one goes double. The realm of the heart is the final frontier. The realm of the heart is the final frontier. Love is the final frontier. Love is the final frontier. Be lonely no more. We will open the door to the love that's the final frontier. All of the things that I know in my heart, I know that I learned them from you.
You are the pieces that make up my soul. You're with me in all that I do. Love is the final frontier. Love is the final frontier. I know this is true since I heard it from you, saying love is the final frontier.
In the season finale of the intergalactic voyage of Dan Rogers, the voice of Dan Rogers was Dan Jerz. The voice of Al the AI was Bailey Figure 8. The voice of computer was Jordan Nelson. The narration was done by myself, Chris Norman. This season was written and directed by Dan Jerz, with sound design and editing by Chris Norman. Original music by Bailey Figure 8. The Final Frontier was composed by Bailey Figure 8, with lyrics by Dan Jerz. The Intergalactic Voyage of Dan Rogers was produced at the University of Laverne Communications Department by students, in association with LeoFM Radio and the Nerdgasm Podcast.